Hello, collective. Welcome to our end of days, and that's DAZE. As usual, just one continuous streaming footage. I'm editing this as we go along. We'll see how this ends up turning out. I don't know if a short brought you here, but I'm going to introduce this because I've been spending like a few hours a day doing this. And so I'm going to do my best to sync it with the music, but I can barely hear it, you guys. You know, it's windy and everything, and my volume doesn't get so loud, but I want to make sure you hear it. So here we go. Yeah. Special thanks to Patrick Patricos or Patricios. I don't know how to pronounce that for the music. Yeah, man, that's another story altogether. Rearranging stuff so I can sit here and talk with you guys. It's gonna be a little bit of a video here. Uh, Woo! So I hope that looks good. We'll find out, I guess, later on. Uh, Military planes keep flying over too. I guess I'm just, I'm on their radar, you guys. I'm breaking through the matrix, if you understand what I'm meaning here. Uh, and so hopefully it's not too distracting. I don't think it will be. So, woo! Guys, I've been doing this, all right, what I just showed you, like, some at least like an hour a day, but sometimes 3 hours a day. I just get in the zone. I start listening to music, and I just start flowing. Like this minute, I wasn't really able to get into the flow. Very, uh, I was in it, but it wasn't like I can get into, man. When it really goes into there, and I don't have to worry about staying on the camera and everything. There's less for me to focus on, and I'm just kind of able to flow, and it just feels so freaking good. Man, it feels so good. It feels like coming back to something that you know I don't want to say was taken from me, but it's something that was like given up. It's like re-embracing something that is just like, I don't know what to say, just human, godly, you know. And I mentioned it before on my channel, but me just basically dancing, twirling this stick out here. I've had several people come up to me and attempt to dissuade me from doing this, saying various different things. All right, some of it is just like, what you're doing is sorcery. It's like, okay, you know, good luck with that, man. I guess music is sorcery and dancing is sorcery and prayer is sorcery. And oh crap, we start getting into that where it's just like living is sorcery. It's like, okay. And I don't think people take it that far because they stop short, man. It's basically, what the establishment has dictated as sorcery, and some of that, I would say even more so, you guys, this is what they've prevented themselves from doing, whether it's generational trauma or cultural trauma, religious trauma, whatever it happens to be. But just like this beautiful, godly self-expression of love, of beauty, and somewhere along the lines, our inner child was told, that's bad, that's wrong, you can't do that. when our inner child is just expressing itself, just literally expressing itself. And so that's what this video is really about. It's just to kind of introduce this aspect of my life. I don't know how it looks really. I know how it feels, and I've improved a lot. Someone came up to me yesterday and they were like, "How long have you been doing this?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, 2 weeks. About 2 weeks." They're like, "What?" So, and I've improved a lot. And I keep improving, where I'm learning more things, and so much of this is all self-taught. All right. I do want to get to a point, if I want to do the Obie Annie, but it's a rod, and so it's not quite a saber, and so it's going to be different. But if I can, yeah, I want to do that. I'm not so good at behind the back stuff right now. Like I said, it is fairly heavy. I've whacked myself a few times with the rod, and it hurts, man. It's heavy enough, especially if there's a lot of centrifugal force. Um, so yeah, what's time here? Yeah, 6 minutes. That's pretty good, man. Um, yeah, you guys, like this is we're meant to do this, in my opinion. We're meant as human beings to express ourselves physically, and I've also heard, this is where street dancing, I feel like, came from. Basically, reformed criminals, where especially violent criminals. What I've heard. Sorry, another plane. I'm sorry, helicopter. Like I said, when I dance, I seem to get a lot of attention here, you guys. So I don't know what's going on here, but bringing the good vibes, and the agents got to keep tabs on me. So it was just a joke, you guys, just a joke. All right, it's powerful, guys. Like, I really feel like it's our time. It's our time to express ourselves, to give ourselves permission to just be ourselves. All right. I know everyone's coming from different angles. So no matter where you're coming from, just make sure to give yourself that time. I just really want to convey that. All right, this has been helping me so much, like so much. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how much just this has been helping me. Um, yeah, I can't. Like, I can try to use some words. It's keeping me grounded. It's a time where I go barefoot. I don't. You probably couldn't see it from this angle and everything, but when I'm doing this, I like to go barefoot, especially on the grass, man, because A, it feels good, and B, it is important to ground. All right, as a physical being, like there's science behind it. If you really want to look it up, I'm not gonna give you anything. You got to look it up yourself, okay? But it like balances our electrical system. Like, our feet are meant to touch the earth. This is why there's along many other things. This is why human beings have been kind of unhealthy in so many ways. Is that we've gotten away from our true nature, our original blueprint. And so this is part of me bringing this back. All right. You know, um, I talk a lot about Christianity on my channel too. I just kind of have a different view of Christianity, so it's a little bit different. I had a Christian come up to me yesterday and talk to me, and we were very much on the same page. It's very interesting. Most people don't approach me when I'm dancing. I had a few people approach me yesterday, though, but he was the only one who really wanted to talk. And got to give credit where credit exists, man. And we were very much on the same page. He said he'd been looking for a church. He tried over 80 churches, and I get it, man. I've tried a few churches. I would say quite a few, but not 80. So kudos to this guy. I'll say his name. I didn't catch his last name, and it doesn't matter anyway. But he's probably not watching this. But Tim, yeah, it was a good conversation, Tim. And he was telling me kind of what I felt like too, and he was just using slightly different words. Where he was saying there's this discrepancy with churches where it's just like 100% for the Bible, talk about the Bible, reinforce the Bible. It's about obedience to the Bible. And then the other side, which is about the works of God, the miracles of God, the faith of God. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, this is kind of what I say too, where it's just like we're comprised of masculine and feminine energy. And I tend to see the masculine energy as more as like the structure, all right? It's a foundation we can build on. It's the skeleton, it's the structure, all right? It holds things together, all right? That's the masculine energy, if you ask me. And the feminine energy is what occupies that structure. It's what gives life to that structure. It's the water, the current that runs through the structure, all right, or blood, in this case, if it's body. And I would also say the air, but we start getting into different things where the feminine is much more about flow, you guys, like being in a flow state. This is why. I'm sorry, I had a bug bite me in the ear. Um, this is why it's so much about balance, you guys. And like I was saying with Tim, he was saying that too, where it's just like I'm looking for a church which does, all, which marries the two, like not like the what is it called, the works of God, along with the structure of God, the miracle, the flow. And I know he kind of saw me as a weirdo, and that which is okay, but he also you know saw me more than I think some other people did. I know I confuse people because I technically don't consider myself a Christian. And when people try, but I have an unshakable, unwavering faith, and I would say knowledge of God. All right, like I would stand by that, absolutely stand by that. Funnily enough, because like I like to say on my channel, there's only one absolute. There it is. That's the absolute. There's only one absolute. All right, and explaining this further, this absolute in this context, right, is God. All right, God is the one absolute. All right, we can try to stray from God. We can try to get away from the one absolute, but we can't. All right, there's no way to. With that said, this is why I like Christianity, where what we consider evil is denying the one absolute, and it doesn't mean we escape the one absolute. We go deep into like an illusion. We go into a state where we deny God through illusion. And in the process of doing that, we separate ourselves from ourselves. All right. If I'm like, this is like fracturing of the personality, if you ask me. Um, I like to see, me as a human being, right? I'm a child of God. All right. I'm not the God. All right. But at the same time, I'm like from the family of God. All right. So what this means is that, and this is just a way of explaining it, all right? Like, this is why I like stories so much. There's so many different ways to explain things, you guys. And I'm sorry I keep touching my ear, but it's just like, dang, I'm actually ignoring the pain right now because this little mother trucker just flew in my ear and bit me when I'm making this video. Like, what the frick, man? 1311, right? Doesn't matter. Keep on going. Keep on streaming, you guys. One continuous stream, no editing. All right, it's genuine. This is genuine, you guys. Like, and that's authentic. All right, like this is so important during a time where there's AI generated material. All right, which is it is what it is. I don't hate AI generated material. What I do hate, or what I do, what content I don't subscribe to and that I unsubscribe to is AI material that's attempting to be passed off as genuine. Like, nah, man, nah. Like, get out of here. Even if it's good material, just be honest. Just be honest. And I would say you'll get more subscribers if you're one of those people who's watching this. But you'll get more subscribers, then you'll get a cleaner bill of health, in my opinion, rather than trying to pass off something which it's not. Like, and so I don't pretend that this is well edited material. I don't even have a script walking into these things. I just kind of shoot from the hip here, just spitballing. But I like that. All right. And I think it's important that we keep having material like this too. Maybe someday, I'll have a show or something more streamlined. I'll have people helping me, edit and do things, which would be great. I'd love that. Us having a full team here, but right now it's me, myself, and nah. Me, myself, nah. And God, and so as jumping around, right, going back to this, right, if I'm a child of God, that means I have the parents of God. All right, which is the greater the greater aspects that I can kind of see but not really see. Because let's using that metaphor. If I'm a child, I'm not as tall or as big as my parents. All right, so like let's say I'm fairly small still, like toddler size. My parents are so freaking big, like their heads up in the sky, man. Like I can't see them. Like I can barely see them unless they like lean down and start talking to me, right? I was being on the ground there. And I think that this is the act of humility that a lot of Christianity attempts to point toward. What I dislike about this, though, is that they attempt to make the children of God either like slaves or like they're unworthy, and God doesn't want that, Like think of parents of a child, of a healthy, family dynamic, all right? Because not every family dynamic here on Earth has been healthy, and I know I'm jumping around a lot, but that's part of the reason why we're here. All right, is to heal our family lineage. And so if you're watching this, kudos to you because now you're aware, and or it's confirmation of what you've been doing already. Like just like me, man. Like we've been healing family lineage, family curses, trauma bonds and everything. All right, and just applause there, you guys. Like seriously. And so yeah, I guess we'll kind of keep it at there. But this is kind of my premise here with everything. All right, it's about this divine marriage. All right, this divine marriage between the masculine and the feminine. All right, between the child and its parents. Okay, it's this recognition too. Because as the child, you're just like, hey, I want to express myself. I want to play. Um, and there's probably certain areas or places I shouldn't play because I'll get hurt. All right, and that's why also acknowledging a greater God is important on this path because man, things can go so much better. When we're listening to our parents' God. And notice I say parents. Yeah, there's Father God. Absolutely, there's Father God. What they don't talk about is Mother God. Why not? Why don't they talk about Mother God? Huh? Because let's just say I feel like just historically speaking, the feminine energy has been suppressed and demonized. You guys, like seriously demonized, turned into something which it's not. All right, and it just is what it is. This is why I come across this premise. It's about the divine marriage. It's not about the feminine dominating the masculine, nor is it about the masculine dominating the feminine. All right, they are aspects of each in each other, if that makes any sense. This is why the human body is the way that it is. The human body is amazing, you guys. Seriously, like this is why, right? The left side of my body is the feminine, right? But it's on the right side of my brain, the creative side, right? The feminine side, and then on my right side of the body, right, which is the masculine, the structure, the power, stability, power. The that brain is the left side, the logical side, right? So this crisscross is to help show us that they are aspects of each other. We cannot separate the masculine from the feminine, all right? And so attempting to dominate one or the other is a fallacy, right? If you're going to have a bad time, okay? If you do that, in my opinion, right? And like I like to say on this channel too, you know, everything that I share, I have a certainty and a confidence in what I share. It's from my experience, and I stand behind what I say. All right. With that said, it's my opinion. All right. Take it or leave it. If certain things I say resonate with you, great. Take them. If certain things don't, leave them behind. All right. I, this is to me what sharing is. Like this is where we're moving into. Okay. If you ask me, like the golden age of humanity. All right. Really moving forward, where we're bringing forth the ancient ways, the original blueprint that God made, but we're bringing forth this awareness and this maturity and knowledge of the truth. And so it's this marriage, all right. Because I feel like what ended up happening is we had the original blueprint, but we strayed from it. We strayed from it maybe because it was, We had to. It was the journey, the hero's journey, maybe. If like a literary story device. And in other videos, I'll get into that. All right, but story is so important. Me and my brother, when we've talked, yeah, I think we're less Homo sapiens and we're more Homo narrans. All right, where we're men who tell stories. All right, and women, of course. If I ever say men or humanity in that context, I mean humanity. All right, because yeah, all right, we're a balance. So I'll keep it there. Um, Please, like, subscribe, you guys. Like, seriously, like, if you're watching this, any subscribers, love you guys. Like, anyone who wants to make comments, awesome. This is what we're meant to do. All right, we're meant to connect with each other. We're meant to spread this awareness. All right, like, it's time, you guys. I feel it. I feel it. And I'll just leave it at there for today. Okay. So, as I like to say, on my channels is a parting, see you on the flip side. What I mean by that is we were born into this trauma. We were born into like a divided, fighting internal relationship. And so we got to flip that around, man. We're not competing with each other. We're working together with each other. All right. This is the dynamic with God. It's not like a, if anything, it's not a PvP server, okay? Like we're talking about gaming terms, all right? It's a PvE server, player versus environment. And the environment that we came into was crazy, man. It's crazy. And I'm talking really about social environment more than anything else. So, yeah. And in the process of that PvE, we've grown closer together. We know each other more, and this is part of the divine, oh, man, so many bugs right now. This is part of the divine structure, you guys, and us flowing through it. So there you go. So when I say the flip side, what I mean is we flipped it over, man, and we're cooperating within ourselves, with God, with Earth, with the Mother and the Father, yeah. So that's the flip side, okay? So I'll leave it at there. I don't know how long this is, but it doesn't matter, right? Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for being part of my journey, as I'm part of yours right now. And yes, like plugin is what it is, but just like, subscribe, you guys. It's helping me. It's helping me a lot. Stay sober. Have a focus. Move beyond the old patterns. All right. Just like you're doing, just like we're doing together, man. Yeah. So, peace out. Love within. I'll catch you on the flip side as you catch me.